we're checking out a house. And this one looks really good, so hopefully we pick it up. Yes. Right, Melissa?
It looks promising. So, I'm excited.
Okay. It's got a garage, a 3-bedroom. It's got a garage, it's got a 3-bedroom, it's 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, and it's 10 minutes from work, and it's kind of renovated. So that's what we're looking forward to. Also, it's well within our price range. So we're also a little scared that this thing's gonna disappear really quickly. So we're actually going to a showing the first day. So we'll see you in a second. So another nice thing about the house is that the owners are actually building a house, so they're not closing until November, and I'm super flexible on move-in dates, so hopefully this works out. Like, that could be a bargaining chip, so we'll see.
It's still trying to connect to my car as well too. This always happens. In 1 second.
They got a Ring doorbell.
I think I gotta restart my phone, sorry.
No problem. Okay, so now we're downstairs.
My favorite part was that. I saw the phone. I'm like, Melissa's gonna like to hang her clothes there to try.
Hey, there's a lot of storage.
For sure. Wait, what is it? Oh, it's got electric, y'all. Wow.
Oh. Yeah.
They're very outdoorsy.
Hey, golf.
Hey, this is a good amount of space, John.
Yeah.
Park your car in here.
Yeah.
They don't have an auto opener, so it would be hand unless you want to install one.
Yeah, this is cool. This garage can definitely work.
And the fact that they put these kind of this drywall up is nice because this one goes to theirs, and it definitely helps.
Wow, this mudroom is really big.
They look like they've been replaced. I really like this.
This is what Max could poop in. Yeah, this is really nice. There's a lot of...
Water heater probably.
See, like that's covered.
Whoa, even more storage.
Water heater, HVAC. It doesn't look super old to me, just at first glance. Luxury vinyl frames.
Melissa, this is what you're gonna do.
I know, I want it.
Yeah.
Pictures.
Like you have a separate walkout, which is nice.
We figured John would just walk through here if he comes home from the garage.
Vinyl outside.
The vinyls are updated, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if previously what it was, but vinyl.
Hello, it is coffee time with the tech lead. Alright, so this might come off as a surprise because in a previous video I was talking about how I was planning to buy a house in April and how I was going to afford that. But you just saw this house tour and I ended up actually going under contract for it. And so let me explain all of that. But before I get there, let me first explain why I was even looking in the first place. Okay, so the original plan for me was to buy a house sometime in the wintertime, like January or February. So in the wintertime, nobody's moving, it's all holidays, and so there are a lot less people looking for a house, so there's a lot less competition, and because of that, houses can drop in price. And so that's why I was looking to buy a house in the wintertime. Over the last couple months, mortgage rates have also been falling consistently, and so that's just a good indicator to me that it's a good time to buy. Both mortgage rates are falling and house prices are falling, so that's why I was looking to buy sometime January or February. And then I realized that I also have tons of PTO to use. Like, I could take off an entire month right now, and so my plan is to kind of spend all of December moving or like getting a house ready. To me, December was a potential move-in date also. So the next part of this was practically just starting 2 weeks ago. I talked to my realtor friend named Jenny, and you'll see her in future videos, but pretty much I figured that if I was planning to buy a house in December or sometime this winter, I should start looking around October. And so I did start a little bit early, but I figured that if I had just looked at a couple of houses first, I'd know what I do and don't want. My girlfriend and I actually looked at a house about a month ago that we thought was going to be okay, and it was 1,300 square feet. We didn't really know what 1,300 square feet was, but when we actually got into the house, we realized that it was way too small. There was only one bathroom. There was a 2-car garage, which is one of the things that I want, but I realized that just a 2-car garage isn't enough. The rest of the house kind of sucked, and there's no redeeming that. So it was towards the end of September when I started looking at houses a little bit more seriously. I wasn't pre-qualified yet, and if you don't know what pre-qualification is, it's sort of like a letter that you get from a bank saying that you are serious about buying a house and that you have the funds to do so. Otherwise, if you go to an open house, a seller might not take you as seriously because you aren't able to show that you have the money to buy this house, which is kind of weird. Anyways, towards the end of September, I was looking at more open houses and stuff like that, and I was more active on Zillow and Redfin and all those other websites, just, you know, browsing houses that were for sale in the area. And so one night, me and my girlfriend actually got a message from a realtor asking us if we were interested in this one house that had just gone on the market. And so it was a little bit towards the higher end of our price range, but it was ridiculously renovated. It would have been an amazing entertaining space, and it even had a pool, and like a lot of the landscaping was already done. It had like palm trees and all this crazy stuff. So we booked a showing with it the next day, and what happened next was kind of disappointing. So the next morning came, and we got a text message from Jenny saying that the house was no longer on the market. The first night that it went on the market, it actually got 7 offers, and the sellers ended up taking an offer that was way above asking price, and it was so high above asking price that they canceled all showings for that day, for the day that we were supposed to check it out. And so that was kind of disappointing. So going back to the pre-qualification letter, even if we were interested in the house, we couldn't have done anything about it because I wasn't pre-qualified yet, so I wouldn't have been able to make an offer. So that's when I got to thinking, like, if we find a house that we really want, and I'm not pre-qualified, that house is going to get away from us because there are other people in the same position as us. So that's when I started talking to a loan officer named Rob, and he got me my pre-qualification letter within a day. So I got pre-qualified, and the plan was to not necessarily look for an actual home that we were going to buy, but just sort of see what was on the market. Word from my realtor was just, you know, if you're looking to close in December, January, start looking October, November. So we weren't planning to buy a house just yet. But one Saturday night, the house actually did come on the market, and we asked Jenny to show us it the very next day. And we didn't want something like that previous house to happen again. We had a good feeling that this house was going to go for above asking price, that it was going to get an offer the first day, and that, you know, this was going to be another house that got away. So, you know, we wanted to be in there as soon as possible. So we asked Jenny to get us in there the next day. And so what you saw earlier was actually us just touring the house. The house looked good, and it pretty much checked off every box that we had for the first home, you know. It had a garage, it had a basement, it had a renovated kitchen, it had a deck, which that wasn't even a requirement, but it's just a nice to have. And everything about the house just was really nice. And so we just decided to put out an offer. So there was a little bit of back and forth, but we did get this house somehow for below asking price. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the sellers are actually closing on their new house in November. And because of that, I'm not actually closing on this house until December, which works out perfectly for me and my original timeline. I am just so lucky to have gotten this house under contract and gotten all these things that came with the house, and also it fit my schedule, which is like ridiculous. There's so much flexibility, and I feel like everything is going to work out, and I'm just really happy about that and how that turned out. Alright, so before this video gets too long, I'm moving December 2nd, and so what happened yesterday was the inspection. That is like the second to last part of this, and then we'll go through an appraisal. We'll go through loan application, which I've already started, and then December 2nd is when we close, and that's when I get keys. So this has been really exciting for me, and so here I have some videos of the inspection that happened yesterday, and I'm really excited to start this journey. You know, I've been looking forward to buying a house for a really long time, and you know, it's finally starting to happen, and this is just, you know, a dream come true, you know.
All right, do you know what I'm here to do?
Inspect.
That's an easy way to do it. You know I work for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how it's going to work. I'm going to look at things like the structure of the building, the electrical system, the mechanicals.
Okay.
Mechanicals mean with heat and cool. In your case, I believe it's a heat pump, which is an electric form of heating. It's one system that does both sides.
Okay, cool.
I'll look at the plumbing. You have crawl space under one part of the house where we're at now.
Yeah.
So I'll get up under there and look for all of the above is in that. Crawl spaces have everything.
Okay.
I'll do the outside, the roof, the siding, the trim, the general exterior of all that. And then I'll put it all in a report. And then
And so that was the inspection. I'm planning to do a lot more house videos. I want to talk about like the finances that went into this, how this happened, you know, am I even able to afford this house? As well as like upcoming home projects and, you know, everything that I have planned. Like, I've been thinking about this for the last year, so I have a lot of plans. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're liking the content and want to see more of these house videos, consider subscribing, and thank you for watching.